Fucking hoes and popping pills, man, I feel it's like a rock star. I've been fucking hoes and popping pills, man, I feel it's like a rock star. All my brothers got the gas and they always be smoking like a rock star. Fucking with me, call up on the Uzi and show up and then they shot down. And my homies pull up on your block and make that thing go grata-ta-ta. Switch my waking back in black and started saying rest in peace to Con Scott.
What is up, guys, and welcome back to another video. And today we have got the biggest episode so far of my F1 2019 group. We've got an insane race at Spa, and as well as that, we've got a brand new teammate. Daniel Ricciardo, one of my favourite drivers on the grid, is moving to become our teammate at Mclaren. Lando Norris has been let go for the moment. To be fair, what have been some pretty poor performances so far this season. So I'm happy to see the Aussie, who's one of the nicest guys in Formula 1, and also hopefully we can pick up some more points alongside our new teammate in this season. Now, the other move so far was Carlos Sainz, who had been left out of the McLaren team, now moves to take Ricciardo's spot alongside Nico Hülkenberg at Renault with today's Spa Grand Prix. You can see the qualifying one results are in here, and there's not a good start for Sainz at Renault. 18th on the grid, really at the back if you exclude the two Williams. So they're starting to pick up the points to Williams. Just said the Hockenheim race, which is almost as equally as insane as the one that we are going to have today. Now, I did have quite high expectations heading into this Grand Prix. It's another one of those ones, yes, a couple of straights, but also some places where the McLaren can thrive. And also, to be fair, the McLaren, we've upgraded the power of the car a lot over the first few weeks, or the first 5 or 7 weeks now, and you can see the quality results. Ricciardo does go out in quality 2, but 11th spot on the grid is decent. Series also happen to adapt to a different car, to be fair, whereas we've had obviously experience over a fair number of races in the McLaren. Now, I'm excited to see what we can do from this Grand Prix. Also, if you haven't race subscribed, watch it at the moment, do go drop me a sub. And this area here, where we're on the track right now, is I'm a little bit concerned that we could lose a little bit at times. We still don't have the fastest car on the track. Let's head into the final couple of turns to see where we do come out at the end of qualifying. Coming up to the finish line, this is obviously my quality one time, but as you can see, we do come out in P2, not P2, that's the different race, P5 on the grid. So result I'm very happy about. The Mercedes and Ferrari ahead of us, which is absolutely brilliant, beat both the Red Bulls, including Verstappen, and both the racing points that made it into quality 2, quality 3 even. But hope you guys do enjoy. Let's get into the race.
Who doesn't love the Belgium Grand Prix? It's the race, of course, that gave maiden pole positions to the Jordan and Force India teams, with Rubens Barrichello and Giancarlo Fisichella respectively. Jordan, of course, would then go on to better that here in 1998 with their first ever victory. And you can guarantee that something special will always happen at Spa-Francorchamps. Let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Valtteri Bottas lines up on pole position, and it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Vettel, Leclerc, Skip and Verstappen, Perez, Gasly, Raikkonen and Devon Butler, Ricciardo, Magnussen, Alexander Albon and Faber, Giovinazzi, Hülkenberg, Roman Grosjean and Carlos Sainz. Russell and Robert Kubica takes the last spot on the grid. And now it's time to head down to...
Here we are then, for the Belgian Grand Prix. We've got 5 red lights, and the lights are out, and away we go. It's a decent start of the one, unlike Charles Leclerc, who is very slow right there, the young driver. We had to push him actually wide as we head side by side into the first turn. We're already up into P4. Leclerc, on the other hand, was pushed a little bit wide by us and has dropped at least one position to Max Verstappen, who is now right behind us. We head into Eau Rouge for the first time. We've got the 3 main front runners up there, Bottas, Hamilton and Vettel. They're all going to be scrapping into the lead in this Grand Prix. Maybe though, if things go our way, we could pick up our second podium of the season. Hamilton pulls to the side and Vettel pulls to the other side. They go 3 wide this early on in the race. This is huge stuff we are seeing right here. Vettel looks like he's going up, but then Hamilton and Bottas pull away on the inside. There may be a bit of room for us to sneak through. It's a miracle none of them went off the track, to be honest, as Mercedes now just blockade the whole track surface of the track right there. We try and stick it around the outside on Sebastian Vettel, but he plucked us off quite aggressively and can't really blame him for that. He's got to be holding on if he wants to keep the fight to these Mercedes, who are still, as it stands, the title favourites. But Max Verstappen's closed up a little gap onto us, and the Flying Dutchman is right up our tail. Although we're still pretty close to the German Sebastian Vettel, so it's all to play for as we come to around the halfway stage of the first lap. We take a little peek, seeing there's any room to get past Vettel Van Asselin, we pull very wide through the corner, and Verstappen is able to take the move off. We're down into P5, we're making an early dive straight through the next turn, and you're able to get the position back before too much damage was caused. So the front three have managed to get a bit of time, and Verstappen's right on the back. We've already lost position once, we can't afford to do likewise a second time. Max is peaking for a gap, he's peaking for a gap, but we're sticking as tight as we can to the edge of the track, not to allow any room. You can see those dangerous two white lines. If it turns red, you know he's right on our tail. As we head into chicane, he doesn't make a move. Maybe for once as Max is playing it safe, not wanting to take too much of a risk. We slide hugely there as we come to the end of the first lap. It's Hamilton followed by Bottas, followed by Vettel, followed by ourselves in P4. Max Verstappen sits in 5th, followed by Sergio Perez, Pierre Gasly and Charles Leclerc filling out the top 8. And as we come onto the main straight of lap 2, Max Verstappen is taking another look. Now I'm a little bit concerned by my ICE here. Hopefully it doesn't cause us too many issues. The Dutchman, we're going to go side by side and turn me off. Vettel and Bottas far ahead of us. We look like we made a bit of contact there. We've got to be careful. You can see we skidded a little bit. We managed to hold it together though, with Vettel and Bottas still scrapping up ahead. And Vettel's actually pulled the position off against the Dane. We hold P4 though for the moment though. Maybe there's a podium chance still on here, but as it comes to the sector 1 and P2, we still remain in 4th. And Verstappen, he wants another attempt. He's not going to stop until he's got the move up, and this time he really looks like he's got his foot in the door. You can see Perez even taking a look. Maybe we have got a slight knock on our IC. We go very wide through that turn. We managed to hold it all together. We remain in 5th place. We've got to try and get Max Verstappen back, but for the moment it's only 1 place lost. We pull very wide into the chicanes. Lap 2 comes to a close. Perez looking behind us. Hamilton sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. And you can see lap 3. Sergio Perez now wants his turn. And we've been a contact there. Bit of contact between ourselves and the Mexican. Has he pulled the move off though? Well, we're going to try and pull it back right here. It looks like the Mexican mayor's Sergio Perez. Charles Leclerc's trying to take a sneak up the inside as well. So not a great start now. Once we get into the race, we're really struggling on the straight right here, Ben Struggle Street. I hope we can pull a bit of a gap away and see Perez and Bottas now fighting between the two. Verstappen sent the Merc further down the track. We may be able to find a gap here. Leclerc still 100 behind us, but Perez and Bottas, there's a look up from Bottas here. We may be able to sneak an opportunity in. They're going to go side by side. One of them is not going to have DRS, and it looks like it's Sergio Perez. We might be able to get the position back that we originally lost as we were pulled in for the pits, but we've got the inside line, and Bottas very slow actually through that turn. We're going to push through. We're going to try and take Bottas as well here. We're going to go side by side. This is stands. We're going to go neck and neck into a rouge. This is all to play for. Bottas just has position. We're back on a little bit there. We are going to have DRS, so that may play a big part here. We may have a slight issue on the IC, but we're still a fairly quick car, so we'll see what we can do here, especially with DRS. We might go 3 wide as Sergio Perez and Charles Leclerc appear to be coming stiff. We've got so many cars going into the turn, and we've completely screwed the turn there. We just had to duck out of the way to avoid a collision. There's yellow flags behind us. Perez is gone. Bottas is gone. I don't know what is going on behind us, but something big has happened by the looks of things. Yellow flags. Alright, there's a driver. Is that a Mercedes? I think that is a Mercedes dropping a long way back, but that is Valtteri Bottas is out of the Grand Prix. That's going to really shake things up, and it's helped us hugely. Going to change the dynamic of this race a lot, as ourselves and Charles Leclerc after Edson have managed to gain a little bit of time away from the chasing pack. And we head in, myself and Charles, both into the pits. Now this is going to be very, very important. Cars with a long circuit, we're in different stages. There seems to be some big group gapping, so we're going to see where we come out in comparison to other drivers. We don't want to get held up. That's critical. We're going for the undercut. If we get held up, then we're in a lot of trouble. You can see there's a couple of cars coming out there onto the straight just now. We're held up a little bit, annoyingly, by Charles Leclerc there. We were sticking out a lean. We've saved up a lot, or not actually a lot of ERS. Really could have hoped for a little bit more. You can see George Russell. We want to try and get out ahead of the Williams. Don't want to be stuck behind them. We're out behind one of them, but we are out ahead of Lucas Weber, who appears to be the front man at that leading pack. Kimi Raikkonen, not so fortunate. He's right in the deep end of it. We're going to have to try and defend our position here, otherwise we could be losing a lot of time on the undercut. And Weber, he is going to go for the move. We've got rich mode and hot lap ERS. Everything's going for it, but they've got the pressure tyres, they've got the DRS, and Weber and Raikkonen both go for moves. They break very early. We go risky. We're going to try and pull a double overtake off, get them both back. And the thing we are against the icebound, we're going to try and pull it all the way around the outside. And we've done just that. We've held P14 temporarily, although we did lose it. We're half going to have a tight corner here, and we do. Go around the curve well. As we come into lap 6 now, we're going to try and gain a little bit of time. You can see, we're going to see where we come out in comparison to other drivers. George Russell yet to pick clearly in the Williams, going for a different strategy. You can see, of all the people, it's our new teammate Daniel Ricciardo that we come out right behind us. That's going to make things exciting as well. Myself and our new teammate side by side, P10 and P11. A couple of drivers still to pick, which will give us a few positions, but it's all to play for right here. We're going to try and make a move, possibly on Ricciardo. Don't think we're quite going to have the speed as he's going for a move on George Russell. We may be able to sting something through here. We're able to close right up to the back of the Aussie and the Brit. One of them our teammate, the other a fellow nationman. I'm not sure nationman's a proper word, but we come into the turn. We're still hunting for a gap, and we're going to put it all the way around the outside right here. Have we done it? Have we? Have. We may have pulled off one of the best moves of the season right there for ourselves. All the way around the outside of our new teammate Daniel Ricciardo. This looks like this could be a ferocious teammate battle right here. Fair, but ferocious. Daniel, he's looking for a gap to try and find a spot as we're going to hunt on for George Russell. Remember, there's still a few cars that we are theoretically undercutting, although the pit strategy is quite tight through, and we're going to try and get through. This could be another lovely move. We've got the position. We managed to just stick a foot in the door, and we are up into P9. If we can just hold it through here, and we do. P9 is ours.
Gap ahead is 1.5 seconds.
Not over yet though. We've still got the straight that we have been struggling on. We're very low on the ERS. Ricciardo is past Russell with the McLaren vastly superior to the back marker of the Williams. You can see those two white lines. They're coming up here. Is it Ricciardo going to make a move? We block him off a little bit there, quite defensively. You can see the final couple of cars coming into the pits. So we've really just got to try and have a unified front right here. Sergio Perez up ahead, so we know he's got us beat. But where we're going to come out in comparison to some of these other drivers. Gasly with pass, Butler with pass. That's great to see. Albon as well. And it appears, unlit if we can, we might just be out in P6 and P7 for the two McLarens. This could be an excellent performance here if we can just hold our position in the final few laps of the Grand Prix. Ricciardo onto this long straight again. He has got DRS right here. This is going to be very difficult to defend again. We do have a good gap. We've got ourselves, Ricciardo and Raikkonen. We're going side by side. Raikkonen's made a move as well. We're going 3 wide. Ricciardo has got the move off on us. We're going to try and go around the outside yet again. Go for that same tactic. You can see us lining up for it, but can we pull it off? Ricciardo may be wise to it, but it looks like we may have done it a second time. That seems to actually be the fastest route round there when going for an overtake. And we go very defensive into the next line, not giving Daniel any room. It's a 3-way battle here for 6th place. We're going to give that extra bit of space though, because it is a teammate. Daniel, lap 9 after a little bit of quiet. He's trying to find a move, and he's going to go out, run the outside in fact, and then cut onto the inside here, heading onto lap 10, and he may have pulled it off here. Oh, he slid a little bit there, and lucky not to hit our teammate. But onto lap 10, Ricciardo's got the DRS, so he looks like he may be able to take position here. We're going to try and take a little look up the inside. He does look up, but it's not enough to be able to gain his back position. Nice pink helmet, by the way, Daniel. And now we've got the opportunity. We knew it was just a waiting game. We've got the DRS, nothing for Ricciardo. We're able to move back up to P10. This is an excellent battle between myself and my teammate. Exactly what you like to see. Myself and Norris were very far apart. Unlike here where we're neck and neck between the two drivers. As you can see, we get to the end of the race here. We tried to actually close up the gap a bit. Raikkonen did overtake. We tried to help our teammate gain the 7th position back. We weren't able to do so. But a very good race. 6th and 8th for McLaren in our first race. His teammates are 100% take that. A great Grand Prix.
We're really happy with that performance.
After an excellent performance at the Grand Prix, I'm sure there'll be plenty of celebrations tonight amongst the Mercedes team, and they certainly deserve it.
So, at the end of the Grand Prix, Hamilton gets another victory to his name. Not a great race for Charles Leclerc all the way down in 4th, but an excellent performance from the McLarens. And also, to be fair, good performance for the Taurus and Racing Points. Albon getting his first point of the season, a little bit like Kubica. We remain in the standings in 8th place. Not a lot of change there at the moment, but I'm happy to see Ricciardo up alongside us. We do overtake the Renaults with that performance there. Ricciardo switching sides, and it's paid the price for them so far. At Toro Rosso finally on the board now. So Williams, the only team yet to score any points. But I hope you guys have enjoyed. I will see you guys next time. Peace!